Good morning, everyone. I'm speaking from Japan, from tomorrow. So my name is Mariia Ermilova, and today I want to share with you the research on Japanese folk art and its connection with traditional environmental knowledge, which I try to investigate. And first, I wanted just to share a few things about myself. I'm living in Japanese neighborhood association building. So it's kind of a community center where me and my husband, we are managing the territory and gardens and doing projects like community gardens and arts and crafts. So, and today I will be speaking about Tsurushibina craft. What is Tsurushibina? First of all, it can be classified as Engi Mono, which is a larger group of protective amulets, which are supposed to bring luck, which is also called Omamori. And this particular amulet is used in the Girls' Day celebration to give a blessing for newborn girls. And it's also related to 5 main festivals of the year, which were brought from China. And the Girls' Day is celebrated on the March 3rd. And first was originated from a purification ritual, where people make little dolls and then throw them in the river and let it flow. But then gradually it became, Girls' Day became a display of the dolls, which look like that. Emperor and Empress are on display. So Tsurushibina appeared as an alternative for the dolls, because not every family could afford the doll. So Tsurushibina is a little doll hanging decoration made from silk kimono scraps. So it's basically made from recycling kimono. And it was a cheaper alternative for the dolls on display. And it's consisting of 5 strings, and one string traditionally is supposed to have 11 elements. And it's made by women to bless the newborn baby in the family. And the baby has to be girl. And according to various sources, it's not only family members, women, but also neighborhood women were involved, and the whole ritual in its traditional way were performed once in a lifetime for a baby after it's born. So what was striking to me when I saw this folk craft for the first time is that it was linking biological diversity and culture, because these ornaments or amulets were not only consistent of just pretty flowers, but they included some plants which were having some medicinal properties. So I decided to investigate it closer and look at what kind of elements Tsurushibina include and why, and how these elements came to be there, so originated. So Tsurushibina, known in Japan, located in 3 regions, and each of them is arguing that it is the place of origin. So there are 3 places of origin which are competing with each other. And today we'll be taking a closer look at Shizuoka Prefecture and Tsurushikazari, which is marked in green on this map. And so there are some regional differences between these decorations, and I will not be paying the close attention to this fact. Our study located in Izu, which is about 160 kilometers from Tokyo. And we use method of interviews when we visit locations and just go on the streets during the Girls' Day festival. So there are many displays of the crafts, and we will be able to interview craftswomen and gradually, by snowball technique, reach for more and more craftswomen in this area and interview them regarding the origin of the craft and its preservation and history in the region. So to analyze, we were very limited in our sources to analyze how this craft relates to any of medicinal properties of the plants. So we just used books on Chinese medicine to check some plants and Japanese medicine, and just rely on the folk sources and folk knowledge. So I will skip the details here. So the reason, again, to choose this location is that this is one of the 3 distinctive locations in Japan, and that it was striking how biological diversity elements are present as a symbol. And first of all, this personal encounter with the crafts and craftswomen in the urban area where I'm living, and as I mentioned, doing community activities. So, results. In the literature review, there are few research on this matter, and present classification of the elements is based on their appearance. For example, flowers, toys, and so on and so forth. So we suggested a new classification based on the origin of biological elements, and we came to conclusion that there are several factors like sound, play of words, or homophones, when one word representing some good meaning is really similar to the name of plant or animal. Then color, the sacred color of red, for example, and white in Shinto religion. And then shape, because shape is also have an auspicious meaning. Next is wish, for the analogy with the quality of the object. And finally, edible and medicinal properties of the plants or animals. So we try to hypothesize that this folk art is a biocultural code, and elements of this decoration are selected by communities over time in the process of interaction with the local environment, and that therefore this traditional environmental knowledge is coded in folk art. So here is the table presenting the results of our classification: shape, color, sounds, edible or medicinal use, analogy with the quality of the object, and additionally we looked into if it's present in some folk tales or has a special meaning in religion. Here are the elements from the table, but in pictures, and from now on I will go into some details to explain Tsurushibina craft on some examples and show you some slides. For example, main element of the Girls' Day is a peach, as it's supposed to purify women's body and used in Chinese medicine, and peach flower element resembling Chinese 5 elements in Chinese medicine. Another interesting element, which is also not just a pretty flower, is a nanten, Nandina domestica, which is used for medicinal purposes. Another one is red pepper, and the meaning of red pepper, of course, it's red color, which is sacred, and it's repelling insects, and it's supposed to repel the bad guys from the young girl before she got married. And another important element is fish, which is also red, and which is a local product, which is bringing prosperity to the area, and also related to sacred celebration. Next, shape. Sparrow, when it's sitting, has a round shape, which is called fukura suzume, and it sounds like fuku, which is a meaning of good luck and wealth. The same comes with the owl, which is called fukuro, and again, the same meaning of wealth it's applying. So when we look at Tsurushibina craft, we see that on the whole stages previous to creating Tsurushibina from these kimono scraps, it's really highly biological, because we need a kuwa tree, we need silk, we need to make kimono and then recycle kimono. So it's kind of unique circumstances. And making silk is a highly biological process involving silkworms. And when we see kimonos, also kimono patterns in Japan, it's the whole area of study, and many of the plants, animals are reflected on kimonos. So let me say you now a few words about Tsurushibina in contemporary context. So Tsurushibina supposed to be only used in Girls' Day, but currently it started being used for Boys' Day decoration, which is another festival. And it started to be used for tourism purposes and seasonal decorations. So it's going out of its traditional context and just enjoyed by the wider audience of Japanese people of all genders and ages. So some example, Tsurushibina seasonal decoration is representing the sansai, or edible plants of spring. For example, bamboo shoot. On the top row, you can see some plants like bamboo shoot, nanahana, and burbur. And they are made of silk and widely used for decorating. The same comes with all kind of different vegetables. And another use as a seasonal local attraction in different prefectures of Japan. Again, they use their special product as a main theme. For example, in Tochigi Prefecture, the main product is strawberry, so people use strawberry decorations to attract tourists. And these are different locations where they use this craft to attract tourists. And what we can conclude that there is a link between biological diversity and culture expressed in this Tsurushibina craft. And what could be further research is that how it connects generations and how it can be used as a source of community revitalization, because this is what we observe in Japan. Thank you very much. I think